Let's continue our lecture with topic 1.3, which is type of ISO. Okay, in this part, I will explain about ISO 14,000, 14,001 and 19,011. So what is it, ISO 14,000? So ISO 14,000 is a set of international standards designed to help organizations operate without negatively affecting the environment. And one vital component of the ISO 14,000 series of standard is ISO 14,001 version of 2015, which specifies the requirement for an effective environmental management system, or we call as EMS. And this number is an identifier, and in this case, it refers to the broad family of EMS standards, ISO 14,000. And the 14,000 refers to the standard for setting up and maintaining an EMS. And over 300,000 organizations and businesses in 171 countries around the globe are certified to an ISO 14,000 standard. And the number following ISO can also refer to a specific standard within the family, for example, ISO 14,001. Typically, multiples of 1,000 like 9,000, 14,000, 16,000 will denote families, and anything between will refer to a specific standard. And what is the basic of ISO 14,000? There are three basic things in ISO 14,000, which are planet, profit, and finally is people, or we categorize as a social part. And ISO 14,000 involve PDSA or PDSA cycle, or we call as plan, do, study, and act. Okay, what is plan? Plan is referring to the established clear objective and outline all processes required. What is do? Do is categorized in stage 2 of ISO 14,000, which is referring to the put the plan into action by implementing the processes. And what is study? Study is referring to the observe how the EMS function while measuring and monitoring the processes and report the results of overall performance. And finally is act, which is referring to the final process, state that the observe how the EMS functions while measuring and monitoring the processes and report the result of overall performance. And what is the benefit of the ISO 14,000? There are about 7 benefits of ISO 14,000, which are: number 1 is to improve environmental performance, number 2 is to improve internal management, number 3 is to improve company image, number 4 is to improve public relation, number 5 is to improve government relation, number 6 is to improve profit, number 7 is optimize resource allocation and organization, and lastly, number 8 is increase corporate social responsibility. And basically, what is EMS? EMS is stand for Environmental Management System, and it's contained of 6 core elements, which are environmental policy, planning, implementation, study and correct, management review, and continuous improvement. Okay, what is the aim of this EMS? Okay, the aim of this EMS is to support environmental protection and prevention of pollution in balance with socio-economic needs. Okay, what is ISO 14,001? Okay, ISO 14001 is referring to the systematic framework to control and to manage the immediate and long-term environmental impacts of your business products, services and processes. By completing ISO 14001 certification, your organization can ensure stakeholders and clients that your environmental management system meets international industry-specific environmental standards. And ISO Environmental Management System, or we call as ISO EMS, can be applied to any businesses of any size in any given sector to prove the company's commitments to ongoing environmental issues locally and globally. Okay, what is the benefit of the ISO 14001? There are 4 benefits that I will explain here. Number 1 is the industry leader. Okay, your business will be seen as an elite category of businesses when you apply ISO 14001. It is a level of excellence that is acknowledged worldwide and will help to set you apart from your competitors. And besides that, when you apply the ISO 14001, you can reduce your operational cost by achieving efficiencies in energy, water usage, and through waste minimization, reuse and recycle approach. And apart from that, when you apply the ISO 14001, you can remit the higher customer satisfaction. Because we agree on one thing. A happy customer means repeat business and good reputation of your company. And finally is to improve customer relationship, you must apply ISO 14001 in your business. Because you want to reassure customers who take an active interest in environmental performance that they are working with a company which promotes a shared environmental belief. And let's talk about what is ISO 19011. Okay, basically this type of ISO is referring to a set of guidelines for auditing management system. It is not a set of requirements. You cannot get ISO 19011 to be certified. But it is a sort of like a meta-standard design to inform companies how to prepare audit program for auditing their management system, including quality management system, EMS, risk management system, or others. And as of writing the most recent revision, ISO 19011 version 2018, Guideline for Auditing Management System was published in July 2018 in response to demand for guidance on combined management system audits. And there are 3 important sections in the ISO 19011 which are defining program objective, completing audits needed, and reviewing result and process. And number 1 is you need to define what is the program objective. Number 2 is you need to define what is the completing the audits need. And finally, you need to review the result and process. And finally, what is the benefit of ISO 19011? Number 1 is internal audits will become more effective. When you apply ISO 19011 as your guideline during audit process. And activities of the management can thus be organized. And activities of the management can be followed smoothly because you already have your own guideline based on ISO 19011. And finally, the audit programming and the evaluation of competence in the process from the beginning. And here is my list of reference for this topic. Thank you.